action to the United Nations and the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, which essentially collates the youth perspectives on how we can build a resilient path to recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. We also led a technology drive, His Excellency at the helm, to support schools and students to transition to online learning. We donated tablets, laptops, desktop computers, valued at nearly $4 million, all because of partnerships. This is not an awards program. We have an awards program. This is more so a network of inspiring change makers. Ladies and gentlemen, I have so many stories of impact I could share, but at this time I will pause to hear the voices from the field, or IBI ambassadors working tirelessly to lead projects and resource mobilization within their parishes. I want to turn your attention to the screens for a video presentation of our IBI ambassadors highlighting the work done within their counties for 2021. For the County of Cornwall, we will have a presentation by Mr. Malik Kellier. And for Middlesex, that presentation will be from Ms. Antoinette Davis. And for Surrey, we will be joined by Ms. Lenika Rodin. They're all IB ambassadors, but then there are a new tier of IB ambassadors that are rallying the efforts of ambassadors within their counties, within their parishes for remarkable results. And so we tried to make this presentation very interesting so that there's a focus on what they've been doing, how they've been leveraging people, how they've been leveraging resources to effect change within their communities. So at this time, I will allow you to listen to that presentation and be the judge, and also have a better understanding of the role you will have to play as a member of our growing family, or continue to play.
And now we have the county highlights. This year's county highlights will be presented by members of the National Coordinating Committee. The National Coordinating Committee is a more recently formed body comprising of IBI ambassadors from across the country. The NCC is directly governed by the Governor General's Program for Excellence. We begin with the County of Cornwall.
Your Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General of Jamaica, gracious sponsors, IBI ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me extend a special welcome to the individuals that will become ambassadors today. We are delighted to work with you all to advance the welfare of our country, Jamaica, through the I Believe initiative. My name is Malik Kellier, National Planning Director for the IBI National Coordinating Committee and IBI Ambassador from the Parish of St. James. Currently, the ambassador count for the County of Cornwall, serving the parishes of Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth, is 76 engaged and empowered ladies and gentlemen serving the Western region. Amidst the global pandemic the world faces, Cornwall ambassadors have successfully completed 8 projects in the past year, ranging from donations of well-needed supplies to maternal centers, care packages to the elderly, community tutoring for CSEC and CAPE examinations, donation of tablets for students in schools initiatives, among a plethora of others. Together, we have mobilized resources to the value of over $600,000. Hats off and congratulations to all the hard-working ambassadors from the County of Cornwall. Continue to fly the IBI banner high through your continuous engagements and collaborations. Here are some noteworthy projects from the last year. Once again, congratulations to all ambassadors and welcome to the cohort ambassadors designate. We are so happy to have you join the IBI family. And how could I leave without saying, happy 10th birthday, IBI. We appreciate the initiative and will continue to serve throughout the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Malik. Now we have the county highlights from Middlesex.
Your Excellency, sponsors, ambassadors designate, it is a pleasure to be joining you today for the 2021 IBI induction ceremony. I am Antoinette Davis, the chairperson for the IBI National Coordinating Committee and IBI ambassador in the parish of Manchester. Today, I will be doing the county highlights for Middlesex. This year, the ambassador count for Middlesex is 107 ambassadors. We have mobilized resources, and the ambassadors alongside myself have successfully completed these projects. Together, we have mobilized resources to the value of $300,000 to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are some noteworthy projects for this year. I would like to extend my special greetings to the ambassadors designate. Congratulations and welcome to the cohort. I charge you to go forward and do what is right to fix the wrongs in Jamaica. You were chosen because you're able to make an impact. I look forward to the many stories of goodwill and your holistic contribution to development. Thank you.
Thanks, Antoinette. Here are the county highlights for Surrey.
Greetings, Your Excellency and stakeholders. Special welcome to the 2021 cohort of ambassadors. I am ecstatic to have you join the team. I am Lanika Roden, the county lead for Surrey. This year, the ambassador count for the county of Surrey is 139. It has been a challenging year, yet very rewarding for our ambassadors in the county. With over 25 projects, inclusive of our hand hygiene projects where hand sanitizers were donated to a number of primary and secondary schools across the island, women's outreach projects, health fairs, where we together would have mobilized over 12 million in resources to provide support to family, youth, and education, and to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are some project highlights. Allow me to extend a special greetings to the ambassadors to be inducted. Congratulations and welcome to the IBI family. As His Excellency rightfully said, there is indeed nothing wrong with Jamaica that cannot be fixed with what's right. There is work to be done. Join us as we build, innovate, and invigorate. Thank you.
Thank you, Lanika.
Thank you for the presentation. Was very useful to hear about some of the projects that are happening within the counties, how ambassadors are working together to mobilize resources for the projects that they're leading at the parish level. But more importantly, you're hearing how a significant portion of those resources are used to tackle the prevalent impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly on our youth, families, and on public education. So thank you to those ambassadors that have made their presentations, and we look forward to hearing even greater results next year when we reconvene in another setting like this to celebrate the successes of the program and, of course, welcome new members to our family. I'm just so thrilled that despite the challenges of 2021, we were still able to work together within the parishes. But it is a standard part of our programs when we meet like this to report, to share, to learn that we play the IBI song. Have you ever heard the IBI song? A literal, genuine answer, please. No. Well, a lot of people, especially IBI ambassadors, are supposed to know this song by heart. We play it at virtually all our events. The lyrics, the instrumentals together are inspiring and of course quite jazzy. Ladies and gentlemen, especially those of you who attend most of our events, would expect that I'm going to say at some point today that I will be playing that song. We've been playing it for most of the virtual events. But no, you have it a little differently than we have planned, because today the song will be performed live. Yes, it will be performed live by Mr. Jermaine Johnson, a founding member of the IBI, and get this, the composer of the song. We are so happy to have Mr. Johnson with us today as we mark this new milestone. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Jermaine Johnson.
In spite of all our differences, along with all our problems, I believe.
I believe.
And despite the crime and violence, and men and women dying, I believe.
I believe.
From the blue to dolphin mountains, let all our voices ring, oh, I believe.
I believe that we can make a change and spread a gleam of hope across the country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
There's nothing wrong with Jamaica that can't be fixed with what is right, oh, I believe.
I believe.
And regardless of our struggles, we can rise again, oh, I believe.
I believe.
Others believe in us, but we must also sing, oh, I believe.
I believe that we can make a change and spread a gleam of hope across the country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
The theme in every paper, etched in every classroom, I believe.
I believe.
Oh, preached in all our churches, taught in all our homes, I believe.
I believe. It's time to claim my nation, start the reformation. I believe. I believe. I believe. across our country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe that we can make a change and spread a gleam of hope across our country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe, I believe, I believe.
I was completely blown away by that performance, and I'm sure you have too. And especially if you have been following our events, joining us online for the past couple of months when we've been playing this video, I'm sure you're getting goosebumps just seeing this being performed live and by the person who helped to put it together. I want to say and point out that the lyrics of the song are coming from His Excellency's inaugural message, which is ultimately the framework for which the I Believe initiative is built on, but also it is a charge not only to us that helped to propel the program, but also to many Jamaicans who tuned into that inauguration message on that day to recognize that in an innate way, in an intrinsic way, we have all the skills, all the abilities that we just need to tap into to make our society much, much better. Thank you very much to Mr. Jermaine Harris for that performance, wonderful performance, and he was supported by, as backup singers, Mrs. Carnett Batchelor Irving, Miss Renee Land, and Mr. Shamar Watson. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that. And of course, the highlight of today. It was really good just listening to that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very tight program, and so at this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the patron of the Governor General's Program for Excellence, and by extension, the I Believe initiative, His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, with his address and charge to the ambassadors designate.
Honorable Custodies, Honorable Mr. Earl Jarrett, and other corporate sponsors, members of the Governor General's Program for Advisory Board and the Management Committee, I Believe ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today, we welcome a new core of persons into the growing family of the I Believe initiative, albeit in the midst of a challenging time punctuated by the COVID-19 pandemic. I thank you for your participation in the efforts to bring this pandemic could we just keep the mic steady? Something is going. This morning's event is different, as we have created an opportunity to join us online for this experience. Again, welcome.
And now we have the county highlight.
This morning's event, ladies and gentlemen, is no different, as we have created an opportunity for many of you to join us online for this experience. This year, we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the I Believe initiative, which was launched in this very room on May 10, 2011. The I Believe initiative is a platform used to inspire young people to develop their skills and talents as things that are right with Jamaica. And these things can be used to fix the things that are wrong with Jamaica. And we engage them, our young people, to achieve their highest potential and then share in the joy of participating in the building of our country. Prior to the launch of this event, Lady Allen and myself attended several consultative breakfasts across the island, sponsored by the JN Foundation, where we heard from concerned citizens what they considered to be the most pressing social challenges in Jamaica at the time. That was 2011. Youth, family, and education were found to be the top concerns, and therefore we made them the core pillars on which to execute the I Believe initiative. For more than 10 years, we have conducted the program with the support of our very generous sponsors. This allowed us to execute 4 major activities each year. To date, there are 312 ambassadors who conduct their own projects and work with the national body to mobilize resources and execute activities. There are, however, a group of persons who were so integrally involved in the program that they never officially became ambassadors. They gave years of selfless serving by helping to define and deliver the I Believe initiative to many who continue to benefit from the movement. So on this, our 10th anniversary celebration, there is no better occasion to officially honor them and induct them as I Believe ambassadors. They are the Honorable Earl Jarrett, Mr. Nicholas Chambers, Mr. Jermaine Johnson, Mr. Christopher Issa, Mrs. Dana Cameron, Mr. Derek Cottrell, and Mr. Godfrey Dyer. Of course, let me share a little with you about Mr. Jarrett, who has been with us from the start of the initiative. Then Mr. Nicholas Chambers, who was our first coordinator, or national coordinator for the I Believe initiative. Mr. Jermaine Johnson, as you have heard just now, is the author of the I believe, song, and he performed it along with his grades 5 and 6 students at the Instituto de Mandeville. I'm trying now to speak in Spanish as they pronounce it. I'm not doing a very good job, of course. But he was then a teacher in that institution, and having listened to the Governor General's inaugural speech, he took the lyrics from the speech and wrote the song. Mr. Christopher Issa, who has been there with us from day one, and he's responsible for assisting us with the sponsoring of every induction ceremony that we have had since the beginning. Mrs. Dana Cameron, Mr. Derek Cottrell, Mr. Godfrey Dyer. Other individuals in attendance at King's House today include, to be inducted, of course, include Mrs. Claudine Evan, Governor General's Secretary, Mr. Archibald Gordon, Mr. Fred Smith, Mr. Baksha Reddy Sharu, and Mr. Rajay Danvers. Along with this group is also a corps of custodians who have been recently installed in their respective parishes and are today being honored and pinned as IBI ambassadors. They lead in the parish the corps of ambassadors working there. Firstly, the Honorable Garfield Green, Custos of Manchester, the Honorable Hugh Gentles, Custos of Trelawney, and the Honorable Iselin Golding, Custos of St. Catherine. I use this opportunity to say thanks to our honorable custodians who so often deputize for me, particularly for the pinning exercises. Thanks for your mobilizing efforts also at the annual Youth Consultative Conference, and among other things, helping to inspire your communities and your parish. I also welcome an additional 16 ambassadors who will be inducted today to the I Believe family, and they are joining us on Zoom. Mrs. Natalie Irving Mattox from St. Andrew, Miss Gabrielle McDowell, also from St. Andrew, Miss Brittany Forsyth, Trelawney, Miss Janet Richards, St. James, Mr. Jermaine Harris, St. James, Miss Tamori Tomlinson, Kingston, Miss Sharika Sterling, Kingston, Mr. Odain Brooks, Kingston, Miss Shante Grant, Hanover, Mr. Javon Gordon, St. Catherine, Mr. J. Bouri, St. Anne, Mrs. Patricia Reed, Manchester, Miss Diana K. Taylor from St. Thomas, Miss Marcel Jackson, Clarendon, Miss Renee Robinson, Westmoreland, and Mr. Nigel Nelson, St. Mary. Today, I would like to briefly charge all ambassadors who are being inducted. Today, you make a public declaration of your willingness to effect change in our society by offering your talents to the service of others and for nation building. As we grow in number, I want to remind you that the work does not get easier, even though the adage says, many hands make light work. But I implore you all to let us pool our resources and create solutions to the wave of problems affecting our youth in their family and with their education. Please remember, ambassadors, that you hold the key to our nation's future. And as forward thinkers of this time, it is imperative that you remain connected with your individual communities in building capacity to strengthen community-based interventions. Thank you, and may God bless you. I now invite the I Believe ambassadors who are in the room today to be inducted. Would you please stand? And those who are online and also have your I Believe ambassador. Thank you so much, ambassadors. Please be seated.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for your address on charge to the I Believe Initiative ambassadors designate. And thank you also for leading the IBI ambassadors declaration. It is now at this time that we will be pinning the IBI ambassadors that have joined us in the room. And it will be done. I will be calling the names of the persons who will be pinned and inviting you to come to the front of the room. And then I will invite His Excellency to come forward for the pinning. We will begin with the Honorable Earl Jarrett, followed by Mr. Christopher Issa, Mr. Jermaine Johnson. You can come forward and you'll be positioned up here at the front. Mr. Nicholas Chambers, the Honorable Godfrey Dyer, Mr. Fred Smith, Mrs. Claudine Heaven, Mr. Baksha Reddy Sharu, the Honorable Garfield Green, the Honorable Hugh Gentles, the Honorable Iselin Golding, Mr. Archibald Gordon, and Mr. Rajay Danvers. It is customary that newly inducted IBI ambassadors receive a pin that is worn on your jacket, your blazers, however, to represent your commitment to the program. It is what identifies you as a member of our growing family. And so, what is also customary is that His Excellency pins the IB ambassadors. Right now in the room, His Excellency will be pinning the persons that are here, and those who are online will be pinned by their Honorable Custos. Your Excellency, I now invite you to come forward for the pinning exercise. We will begin with the Honorable Earl Jarrett. Now, Mr. Christopher Issa. Mr. Issa is followed by Mr. Jermaine Johnson. That's not the correct order. The Honorable Godfrey Dyer, sorry. We're following the order that's here. Following the Honorable Godfrey Dyer is Mr. Jermaine Johnson. Now we have Mr. Nicholas Chambers. Next is Mr. Fred Smith. Mr. Fred Smith is followed by Mr. Bhaskar Reddy Sharu. Following Mr. Sharu is Mrs. Claudine Heaven. Can we? We now have the Honorable Garfield Green, Custos Rotularum for the Parish of Manchester. He's followed by the Honorable Hugh Gentles, Custos Rotularum for the Parish of TRELAWNY. And our newest Custos, the Honorable Iselin Golding, Custos Rotularum for the Parish of St. Catherine. And now, Mr. Archibald Gordon. and Mr. Rajay Danvers. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, IBI ambassadors, and congratulations. Let's have a round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to turn your attention to your screens for the pinning exercise for those IBI ambassadors who were not able to join us here at King's House. They're being pinned by their respective parish custodies.
We will now have the pinning exercise to induct the new IBI ambassadors, starting with the County of Cornwall. We begin with Westmoreland. Miss Renee Robinson is being pinned by the Honourable Hartley Perry, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Westmoreland. We begin with Westmoreland. Miss Renee Robinson is being pinned by the Honourable parish of Hanover. Custos Rotolorum Miss for the parish of Westmoreland is being pinned by the Honourable Dr. David Stair, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Hanover. Next, we have the parish of St. James. We invite the Honourable Conrad Pitkin, Custos Rotolorum for the parish, to pin Miss Janet Richards. Custos Pitkin also pins Mr. Jermaine Harris. We will now have the pinning for Trelawney. Miss Brittany Forsyth will be pinned by the Honourable Hugh Gentles, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Trelawney. We proceed to the county of Middlesex, beginning with St. Anne. The Honourable Norma Walters, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of St. Anne, pins Miss C.J. Bury. St. Mary. We invite the Honourable Errol Johnson, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of St. Mary, to pin Mr. Nigel Nelson. We move on to St. Catherine, where Mr. Javon Gordon is being pinned by the Honourable Iselin Golden, Custos Rotolorum for the parish. Now Clarendon. Miss Marceline Jackson is pinned by the Honourable William Shaguri, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Clarendon. To conclude Middlesex, the Honourable Garfield Green, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Manchester, pins Miss Patricia Reid. Here are the pinnings for Surrey. We invite the Honourable Marcia Bennett, Custos Rotulorum for the parish of St. Thomas, to pin Miss Dina K. Taylor. Now the parish of St. Andrew. Miss Gabrielle McDowell is being pinned by the Honourable Dr. Patricia Dunwell, Custos Rotulorum for the parish of St. Andrew. The Honourable Iceland Golding, Custos Rotulorum for the parish of St. Catherine, pins Mrs. Natalie Irvin Mattox on behalf of Custos Dunwell. Next, we invite the Honourable Stedman Fuller, Custos Rotulorum for the parish of Kingston, to pin Mr. O'Dane Brooks. Custos Fuller also pinned Miss Tamori Tomlinson. Also being pinned by Custos Fuller is Mrs. Sarika Sterling.
A special congratulations to the newly inducted and now pinned IBI ambassadors. And welcome everyone to this IBI family. I am myself is a member of the I Believe Initiative family. I was a benefactor of the program in 2013 when the program afforded me a scholarship to study at the University of the West Indies. And since then, it has been a tremendous experience to be part of this family and to be able to stand here as your national coordinator for the program, helping to expand, helping us to take the program to new heights. And it's a partnership for this experience, and I'm so happy to have been a part of the selection exercise for those of you who have been pinned online, and look forward to working with you. Today we are 340 strong. We've been inducting IBI ambassadors for over 10 years, the earliest being Prime Minister Bruce Golding, then Prime Minister Bruce Golding, who was the first IBI ambassador installed right here at the launch of the I Believe initiative in 2009. Thank you so much. 2011. Thank you so much. And at this time, I will invite Mr. Nicholas Chambers, who His Excellency has talked a bit about. He's the first sort of coordinator of the I Believe initiative and was very, very, very instrumental in helping to design what the program is today. He was a part of that sort of tour and engagement consultation experience. And many of the things we have, many of the programs we have today are because of the foundation that Mr. Chambers has helped us to build. So at this time, we're going to hear from Mr. Chambers, his response on behalf of all the IBI ambassadors who have been inducted today.
His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, the Honorable Custodies, distinguished guests, fellow I Believe in ambassadors, and social media audience. Good afternoon, or it's good afternoon. Today we celebrate a decade of action with 29 new ambassadors inducted into the I Believe initiative. This addition of 29 will make a total, I believe, of 340 ambassadors inducted into the program thus far. That means there are 340 projects that will be created to restore hope, belief, and values in Jamaican families, youth, and education, and I believe that's a remarkable number. My bias has been disclosed by His Excellency for this program. I am a former coordinator, and I continue to believe in using what is right with Jamaica to fix what is wrong with Jamaica. While we celebrate a decade of action, let our focus remain steadfast on the impact the I Believe initiative has had on and continues to have on the lives of Jamaican families, youth, and education. And I believe we have heard and seen some of the projects that have been implemented. In his inaugural address, His Excellency inspired and coined this mantra, using what is right with Jamaica to fix what is wrong with Jamaica. He inspired Jamaicans when he encouraged us that when Jamaica is between a rock and a hard place, we are the resources needed to break that rock and make Jamaica a desirable place to live. He then gave a charge, and it's a charge that I believe is relevant as we continue to engage in this initiative. And that charge was to engage the youth and adapt to a changing world. From this inspiration and charge, a vision emerged, and with a team of volunteers, sponsors, partners, and stakeholders, the inspiration and vision has become an unstoppable belief, and it highlights the good embedded in the DNA of all Jamaicans, which can be harnessed to meet the challenges of our Jamaica. Your Excellency, we are grateful to be identified as ambassadors with the requisite characteristics to engage, empower, and inspire Jamaicans. We are humbled and we are excited to continue giving of ourselves to help enhance the life and the living of Jamaicans via our creative thinking, our creative talents, and our creative projects. I declare, Your Excellency, that we are ready to motivate and inspire as you have charged by listening and responding to the issues faced by Jamaicans. Through our respective actions, Your Excellency, and our projects, we will continue to promote the pillars of family, youth, and education. And it is our hope that after consulting with Jamaicans and engaging in our numerous activities, we will have created programs that are meaningful. I speak for all of us when I say we understand the unpredictable times we are in, but we know that as a team, our voices and actions for social change will make the difference that Jamaica needs. We are ready to break that rock, Your Excellency, and use what is right with Jamaica to fix what is wrong with Jamaica. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nicholas Chambers, thank you so much for your response on behalf of the newly inducted IBI ambassadors. And you are right that we're looking forward to 345 new projects or a consolidated effort that strengthens what's actually happening on the ground. What I want to also mention in a special way is that the work we do year after year is still based on a consultative exercise. You're not just installed as an IBI ambassador and operate in isolation of the program. You're consulted on how we can further refine the programs that we offer. We offer the Summer of Service Scholarship. We offer the annual National Youth Consultative Conference, which we're hoping to become a platform for even greater consultation among young people going forward on the most pressing issues in our society. There's a place for all of you, regardless of who you are, to bring ideas and, of course, resources to the table so that we can expand, we can scale these programs to every part of Jamaica. Today's induction ceremony would perhaps be the 10th one, and that is a very significant milestone in our program. We're celebrating 10 years this year, and we are inducting our 10th cohort of IBI ambassadors. Welcome to the family. Welcome to a mission of excellence, a mission of service. Thank you all for joining us for this experience, and I do look forward to working with you and others in the coming year or the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we've come to the end of our induction ceremony, and I'm going to now invite us to stand for the departure of His Excellency. But it's not time for you to go. We still have some more activities lined up. We have some photo opportunities that will take place just outside here on the blue carpet. The ushers that are around will help you to get to that point where we will have a photo opportunity. We will be having the photo opportunity with His Excellency in batches. And Mr. Sterling, where are you, Mr. Sterling? Will help to guide you as we do these photo ops.